Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be continuing on with our walkthrough through Dreams of Ice. So if you remember last time we ran running through Snowcloak, we ended up beating up a lot of monsters, a lot of snow creatures, and at the end we were able to make it to Azel, or Iceheart as she's more commonly known, around Coerthas. So now that we've taken care of all that business, we still have to find a way to get to her now that we know for sure that they're planning on summoning Shiva. So we're picking up immediately where we left off here. So we have Claire standing outside of Snowcloak. It's just a beautiful area. I just love all the ice and everything. I'm more of a snowbird myself, so... Okay, and we have For the Greater Good. Though not given to small talk, Alphino can think of no better way to pass the time until Menphilia arrives. So basically everyone's been waiting for her, and she's the only one here smart enough to actually bring a coat. Antecedents, you come to us straight from the archives of the House for Toms. I trust your time there proved fruitful? What that it had, Oriandra and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds were sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She laid down with the dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House for Toms. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. It's almost like she knew. Like she just somehow subconsciously knew. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Yes, she did. Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to the endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. That's true, I mean, she's killing a lot of people. I don't care if it's a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the spatters confirm that the tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You can tell he's just one of the good ones. You pursued your foe with less zeal than I expected, Sir Emmerich. Least you misunderstood. I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Halone that your ancestors came to this land? And why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a reconnaissance of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and Scripture tells us only so much. But that it had told us more. A man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure we have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mogomog XII, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mughals' guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with the mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their faith. If that is not placed in one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and convictions, Minfilia. They have them both in abundance. Can I truly be all that is required? Yep. My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetherite Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another aetherite, somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of the second aetherite, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume that she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternative route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlian may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I do not think how long it will take for us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Minfilia looks into our aetherite problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The 3rd unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly, despite our numbers. Coerthus is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Though it's admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good. I knew you would understand. Yu Hase can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the Observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. I don't know why they're acting so surprised, because the whole idea of summoning... Never mind. There you are, Claire. Commander Levier instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the 3rd hail from Udal, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand. Nary a moment ago, I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Dalfin Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. He's just so money obsessed. Like, every time we talk to him, it always has something to do with money. As I was saying before, like, they're really acting so surprised over the idea that Shiva can be summoned. I mean, as far as... I don't see how that's different, except for the fact that Shiva was once real. I mean, I don't know. Balls, my ankle is on fire. Caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted it as I fell. The others went on ahead through Delphin Pass. Hurry, you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for the tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. So it looks like it's closer down to Boulder Downs. Okay. So back through Boulder Downs. Makes sense, because this is where the ambush previously was. Fresh prints, and they're in snow. And they're tiny. I'm guessing it's Yuhase's. Southeast. Yeah, look at them! There has to be a Lalafell. Oh, there we go. There's a brave right there. Zion, what are you doing here? Heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast and... You Hase? I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be standing out here on your own, buddy, especially with these great big blasts still here. Or giant drakes, whatever they are. So we have another fight on our hands. Blue coats. I hate when they use stun. I love it when I use stun, but I hate it when they use it on me. Alright, any more? Nope, that was easy. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretic tracks that I almost failed to notice that they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest, and lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Oh yeah, you look pretty beat up there. Well, let's head out here to the northeast. I vaguely remember all this. Yeah, I think because there was someone from Udal who was helping them. And... oh, we just passed right over them. Well, he seems to be dressed the same way that those heretics were before. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those blue coats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Well, stay with her then if you think you'll fare any better. Nah, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yugiri! Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunken deep. No, I have done no wrong. None, but meet you in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will, we shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all! Yeah, they're screwed, they know it. Fancy meeting you here, Claire. I presume your work with the Third brought you hither? What a tangled web, least you wonder. We came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who's been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Not sure why that is, I honestly don't know. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for this spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills, skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. Well, that's so nice of you! That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. Comforting thought. Come, Claire, let us wait inside for Captain Ilbert to return and deliver his report. Oh, I just love you, Giri. I just really do. She's such a great character. My only regret is that we just didn't see too much of her in Stormblood. I mean, we got to see her, of course, but just not enough. Definitely not nearly enough. Oh well. So let's go meet with Alphino, see what they found out. Captain Ilbert seems confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Okay, tendrils of intrigue. Alphino is eager to hear Ilbert's report on the Ivy. I mean, it looks cool. Definitely not as strong. Why not? I'll figure out which one I want later. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we didn't already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquire their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You'll recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace all trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation has been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's preliminary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that includes those originating from House Fort Toms. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. That's one mystery solved, at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider them, then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the fields of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Ralbon's innermost circle? Someone who's been with him since the Immortal Flames' establishment? Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, when the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. That's gonna suck for Ralbon. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remained above all suspicion all these years. Aye, I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. The 3 grand companies, Udal was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Yeah, that's true. Both Limsa, Laminsa, and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Udal's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Yeah, I guess we really should have seen that coming. Hardly an ideal environment to which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Reborn faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, yes. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nal Vandarna's admissions had been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Reborn with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, we have the second attend to the unrest, the third can join the fourth in the inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emmerich informing him of our success in identifying the heretics and embedders. Hopefully, the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It's time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. Emergency Council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. Ah, yes, I know what this is. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. Aren't you important? I would have you accompany me, Claire. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, least your worry. Why? I don't understand that part. Why do we need permission all of a sudden? Man. Upon the honor of the Crystal Braves, I swear I shall not rest until the Ivy is unmasked and in chains. Oh, why? You seem like such a good guy. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she shall remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest that we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nofika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Okay, so in case anyone there was a little bit confused to what they were talking about, basically, when the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder were founded, it was still pretty much the same people who had always been serving. So, like, for example, we had the Wood Whalers with the Order of the Twin Adder, and we had, like, the Knights of the Barracuda with the Maelstrom. So basically, it was still the same group of people. They would just sort of combine with other loyal groups to their city-states, and just went under a brand new name. In this case, we have the Order, and then we have the Maelstrom. So it was still the same people who were always loyal, that fought alongside each other from the very beginning. So that's all well and good. With the Immortal Flames, though, it's completely different. They just sort of pulled together as many people, like from many other organizations as they could, including some mercenaries who really only did what they were told because they were getting paid for it. So out of all three of them, the Immortal Flames are pretty much the newest ones to have joined the Grand Companies. So that's why it was able to be infiltrated so much easier way back then. My thanks for coming, Claire. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the lotus stand. Okay, so we're going to find out some more information. I remember this part now. Lions leaders wait you at the lotus stand. Will you be joining them now? Yes, we are. Let's go. I feel a little underdressed now.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
Yeah, that certainly took a while.
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
Yeah, I remember that. I think he had 2 sons.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Oh boy, wait till Shadowbringers comes along. So Varus is actually the second son. The oldest son died years ago, unfortunately. Well, I guess fortunately in our case. So Varus is actually the second son.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
No, wait, Varus is his grandson. So he's the son of the second-born. I think. I'm not getting confused. I'm sorry, I'm so confused.
Yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Okay, I'm just pausing it right there real quick. I just have to do some quick research. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back, and I did some really quick research on this whole thing, and so yes, Varus is Solus's grandson. So he was actually the son of the firstborn. Unfortunately, his father died when he was still very young, and he was pretty much brought up like under Solus. Nerva is the second son, so he was actually Varus's uncle. So technically, from that point of view, since the oldest son was destined to take over the throne, he died. He only left behind his one son and his brother. So between the two of them, I think technically it should have gone to Nerva, but people didn't respect Nerva nearly as much as Varus. Okay, so we have that figured out. And so Xenos is Varus's son underneath him. And so that's the basic family lineage right there. I'm sure we have plenty of other family members. Those are just the ones that we know of so far. So top of the line there was Solus. We already know him by a different name, so I'm not going to spoil that. But he had at least 2 sons. So the firstborn died. The secondborn was Nerva. It's unknown if he has any kids or any other kind of relations there. And the firstborn son was Varus, who eventually had his son, which was Xeno. So that's the basic family tree right there. So that's all that we know for so far. Like I said, we don't know if Nerva has any other kids. We don't know if there is any other kind, if Solus had any other kids, now that I think about it. But that's the basic idea right there. So let's just continue on from there.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Easier said than done, lady. I mean, they can't agree on each other. That's the problem.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the
such a
leaders
little
of
prick.
Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of the resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust among the citizenry. The nation leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little unless to the common folk. Take the Lamentans, for instance. Though Admiral Merweb outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swelling wood-legged cutthroats. In the wise, the Garleans are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Udons scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Udon society Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that the people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering factions that advocate the acquisition of Omega. In order to pacificate them, we present them something resembling warfare and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. Well, that's deeply depressing. But enough idle music. Let's speak more of a pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate has lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Claire, and all that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest, and he will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Coerthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. I could probably complain about Alphino all day here, but it's really not going to change too much. So I'm just going to save myself the effort and just wait until Heavensward, where he does get much, much better. Okay, I promise he does get better. Okay, I just skipped a little bit ahead here. We're still in Gridania. And Eline Rosaline, the Flame Marshal. Gridania's lush abundance never ceases to delight me. 'Tis a far cry from the barren deserts of Udal. Not a coincidence she's there. I'm just letting you know. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. Pretty confident on you. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Alright, I think I'll go for that one. Hey! Chasing Ivy, Ilbert is convinced that he has discovered the Ivy's identity and is preparing to move against the Garlean spy. They're all pretty. I'm not sure which one I'll take yet, but probably the casting one. Okay, let's go. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Eline Rosalie, Raubon's second in command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skills with a polearm are to be seen to be believed. Yeah, you wouldn't expect it with the glasses. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest-ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. So she would know the lands of Coerthus very well. When he formed the Grand Company, Raubon chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The Monitorists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the Monitorists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Royalai was appointed to their posts. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has hold over the Monitorists? She's got sharp senses, I'll give her that. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Rolai's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is of the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Raubon attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. And yet we saw her there. She was definitely standing there, remember that. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She is up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames' records for evidence of Roylai's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landings, and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? You have my thanks. Let's go then, and let's take care not to alert our quarry. I think she already knows that something's up. Okay, let's go. I don't get why he's so intent that she should have remained at the Hall of Flames. Like, I understand, like, the reasoning behind it, but she was still there at the meeting. Raubon would have definitely noticed her. Hey, Albert. Rolai is heading in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. So I'm playing the guitar. So Rolai has entered the Carline canopy. Meeting someone perchance, or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and if she may have seen something. Infamy is her name, and I shall remain here in case Rolai reappears. What's with these names? Why do you make them so hard? I mean, they look like they say something, but then they're pronounced a completely different way. Claire Faye, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Yeah, that wasn't suspicious at all. No one else around here. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The roost! How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some moon tectonic? Cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait, that necklace. You are a shinobi of Doma. Really, you could tell. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Well, that's so nice of him. Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were not for their unique talents, Rolai would have disappeared without a trace. Well, that was fast. Let's go with that one. Okay, so what time is it? So it's starting to get a little late here. Okay, so I think we have time for one more quest. If the stupid lag would stop lagging. There, okay. Okay, so in Flagrante, Delicto. Okay, so in pursuit of Eline Rolai. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Rolai's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall await you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Yeah, she's not being very smart about this. I know she kind of senses like someone's watching her. She should have listened to that gut feeling and maybe postponed her little trip. Okay, so it's outside the Lancers Guild. So I think we'll go ahead, finish up this quest, and we'll call it a day right there. And then by tomorrow, I think we should be able to go on ahead and complete the Shiva Extreme, yeah. Okay, we're heading off to Sweet Bloom Pier. Love the name, by the way. This way, my friends. Oh, Yugiri! I thought he was talking. Your quarry makes for Hawthorne Hut. If Royalai is truly the one we seek, we can't expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. Explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with the device which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Royalai would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contract directly. As a well-known face in the Immortal Flame, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. Just for this reason, I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her Canstein meeting. The Yelazin are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. That's very smart. That really is. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. That it is. We need only make for Hawthorne Hut and catch Royalai in the act. Yeah, that's right on out. My people report that our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. Ivy returns to the Gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Okay, so head off into the Bramble Patch. And she's not far, okay. Yeah, Ralbon's not going to take the news well. Because he trusted her. And she goes and stabs him in the back. Yugiri? Just beyond, Wayu is in a conversation with the individual clad in the matter of an adventurer, an Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. Oh boy. Here it comes. Flame Marshal Elaine Wayu, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool! Well, that pretty much spelled it all out. Damnation! You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle, but if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When last I looked, there was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there'll be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. Already starting to show some nasty signs. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. Keep telling yourself that, lady. Well, that was easy enough. Even a warrior of Ryu's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Udal will have the grand company they deserve. Let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Claire? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Now I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talent, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. Oh yes, don't worry, I have played ninja before. Alright, let's head straight back to Mordona, see what they have to say, and I think we'll call it a day right there. Yeah, it's starting to get kind of late right now, and I got a brand new job, and it has me up at like 2, 3 a.m. every day, so not a good time to be staying up late. Okay, let's just go ahead, turn this in, and then we'll continue on next time. Looks like everyone's still here. Ingrid's tales of Lady Yugiri almost bear belief. My heart is fair fit to burst from admiration. Oh no, I'm kind of scared. A rousing tale of a comrade's valor. Truly we are fortunate to count Lady Yugiri a friend. Yes, but Higiri, you're missing the point. The individual doesn't matter. It was a team effort, and I was the one who I'm guessing this is what, when they fought the Sahagin. She cannot seriously be considering it. Life as a street performer would be one's last resort, not their first. Well, she's pretty good. Katara has grown beyond childish fantasies of becoming a songstress. Now she aspires to be a legendary street performer. Well, she's doing a pretty good job. Steady, steady. Not bad, eh? With a little more practice, I should earn a fortune at the Ruby Road Exchange. Yeah. I wish we had, like, a juggling emote. That would be cool. I could do this all day. All day. A-L-L-D-A-Y. Whew. I cannot go on much longer. Strength, Hori, on your honor as a scion, I forbid you to surrender. Yeah, you're like twice her size. I must admit, this exercise of yours never fails to amuse me. While its movements appear comical, it does seem to have the desired effect. It's a battle of wills, a struggle for supremacy. Our fighting styles may differ, but this unyielding spirit is the same in warriors the world over. Okay, at least they're having a good time. That's what matters, I guess. Alright, though. Let's go find Minfilia. I feel like a teenager that was allowed to go out and now has to report to their parents when they come home late. Honestly. Okay, hi Minfilia, I'm back. Welcome back, Claire. I understand that Alfino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Elaine Ryu? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Okay, great! But honestly, misunderstanding, you weren't there. But oh well. Okay, the next quest is called A Simple Plan, but that's going to be it for right now, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. So hopefully by the next episode, we're going to be finishing up Dreams of Ice, and then we'll complete the final part, which is Before the Dawn. So yeah, until next time, everyone, thank you again, and this is Fantasy Girl signing out.